Welcome to the Elite Power Moves podcast, where we unlock the secrets to level up in all areas of life. I'll be interviewing some of the world's top performers in their fields so that you can uncover and learn the strategies that have led to their overall success and apply it to your own life. Pip, how has prioritizing your health with the Elite Power Moves team impacted your performance as a facilitator and leader in your business?
Oh, there's so many different ways it's made an impact. As a presenter and facilitator, I'm always in front of groups and organizations. And by prioritizing my health, I feel and look better, when I'm in front of these groups. So that translates to my confidence when I'm speaking in front of a few hundred individuals talking about the leadership skills we discussed. So prioritizing my health is, made me more confident in my presentation skills. At the very least.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pip, what specific health practices and routines have you integrated into your day after undergoing functional genomic testing?
Definitely adapted my diet to now that I understand better, what foods are, more suitable for my body type. I've definitely been able to adapt what I consume and when I consume those things, added the right supplements into my diet. It's definitely kind of just changed my approach to how I feel my body, and I have a better relationship with my diet because of that.
That's awesome. Pip, how has maintaining good health influenced your leadership style in interactions with your team and clients?
Yeah, definitely. As we discuss things with leadership and culture, it's all about helping our clients manage their burnout and looking after their individuals. And burnout doesn't just come from your mental state, but comes from your body as well. So by myself, prioritizing my well-being and looking after my body, it's helped me managing potential burnouts, and I get to lead by example. So when I'm talking to clients or to my team about making sure that they're taking the right care of themselves or their teams, it's coming from a place of like genuine experience. I'm not talking about something I just heard online. It's this is what I do that allows me to maintain this. So there's actually a level of trust and buy-in just by me living and breathing it, through that. It's that social proof. So it's made a big impact in people believing what it is, I talk about on a daily basis to, clients and staff.
I truly love that about you, Pip. You walk the walk. You're someone that's
Thank you.
definitely doing the work. You're not someone that's just saying, do it, and I don't do it myself. So, Pip, have you noticed a change in your business outcomes or client satisfaction after a result of focusing more on your health with the Elite Power Moves team?
Yeah, I think so. So it's definitely improved my mindsets, having a better understanding of my body, my diets, and my fitness. It's just like, giving me an ability to be better at prioritizing targets and setting goals and expectations for myself. So with that in mind, it's definitely helped me as I convert more clients and grow the business by having those clear goals and, to understand the steps along the way that I need to take in my business as, I've learned through the same process with Elite Power Moves.
That's awesome. Pip, what advice would you give to a business leader who is struggling to balance their health and professional responsibilities?
Well, the way I look at it is it's the same thing that we talk with our clients about is, you have a team and you need them to do a job. If you didn't need them, you wouldn't have them. Just the facts of, owning a business, but you need yourself to run the business. And if your body breaks down and fails, there's no one to, fall back on, because a lot of times as a small business owner, you're the only person or you carry too much of the responsibility. So if you don't prioritize your mental and physical well-being, if you break down, there's no one behind you. So you are, in essence, the linchpin. So if you don't prioritize your health and well-being, you could be the downfall to your business. There's no one to blame but yourself. So if you really want to, grow and improve your business, it's important to look after yourself, because if you break down, if you, lose that focus, where's the business going to go? It's not going to autopilot. You need to still be driving it as a leader. So invest in yourself, and it's going to pay off through the growth of your business.
Yeah. Pip, with from your team building and what you do, can you please share your best leadership advice for up and coming leaders in today's business world?
That's a good one. Trying to distill it down to one good gem. I'd probably say social proof is a big factor of being a good leader, a good up and coming leader. What I mean by social proof is that, like you said, walk the talk, actually doing it. So if you want your team to be more collaborative, more social, more caring, and more empathetic as a leader, you yourself have to actually demonstrate that first. As a new leader, you can't walk in and say, we're going to do this if it's never been something that you've ever actually done yourself. You've never demonstrated that. It's really important to show your team what you expect from them before you actually tell them what you expect. Another example is if you want your team to stop and actually have lunch every day, or at least once a week, we're going to have team lunch. If you yourself never actually stop and you're always on the go, if you say, hey, this is the new cultural change that we're going to do to build our connection better, no one's going to believe that you value it because you yourself have never actually stopped for lunch. So it's all about, leading by example and, actually showing them what you want before you tell them so they buy in.
100% agree with that, Pip. It's you have to lead from the front. You
Mm.
have to show that you have to set up those habits and that culture within yourself first before you can implement it onto anyone else. And that's what a true leader does.
Exactly right. And if you want your staff to be happier, healthier, with more energy, yet you yourself aren't eating well, not training, not getting your steps in, you're putting all that extra weight. When you tell your team you need to be in better shape, it's just like, what about you? We can't do the whole do as I say, not as I do. We're leaders. We need to actually show them the level of intensity and value we hope that they can give the company back. That's going to make everyone's jobs more enjoyable, more secure.
100%. Pip, can you discuss any challenges you faced in improving your health and how you overcome these to benefit your business?
Definitely. So I think diet's always been a big struggle of mine, having a good, healthy balance with that and respecting food, not under eating and not overeating. But one of the bigger challenges is, my business takes me on the road a lot of the time. And so it's so easy to stop by to, Hungry Jack's, McDonald's, whatever it might be, to grab that food along the road. You're at the airports, you're living out of hotels. So a big part of it for me was really getting to learn better habits around my diet while I'm on the road. So now when I go stay at a hotel, I'll bring my own, breakfast, my high protein foods. I'll bring everything I need. So I'm not eating all those, really sugary treats at the hotel. I'm prioritizing my diet while I'm on the road. And it's great to know I can, my big road trips, I've got my snack pack right next to me full of, vegetables and, roast chicken. And I'm doing that rather than stopping and eating all this junk food. That's been a big part for the improvements in my life. So I'm no longer spending all that money, but I'm also not making those negative impacts on my diet by just losing focus.
I think it's a really powerful point of what you said of being prepared. Because a lot of people, in my experience as 25 years as a health coach, like I have a wedding coming up, so I can't be healthy, or Christmas is coming up, so I can't be healthy, or I'm traveling, so I can't be healthy. But it's all about being prepared. And it really comes down to emotional intelligence as well. Like really taking that time out to go, you know what, if I eat these right foods, I'm going to have more mental clarity. I'm going to sleep better. I'm going to be more productive, and I'm not going to feel sluggish. And that way I can turn up to be the best leader, husband, and father I want to be.
And that's it. You're right. The whole sluggish thing, like, especially for my role as a leader, when I'm in front of organizations, I can't afford to be sluggish. I can't afford to be, low in energy. I need to be effective and properly fueled. So some of my go-tos when I'm traveling are, oatmeal sachets, high protein ones, extra protein, and I'll stop by Kohl's when I get to the hotel to pick up one of the small yogurt tubs. I get one for every day, and I know I'm going to have my oatmeal and a bowl of yogurt to start my day. And high protein, I'm fueled for the day, and I feel so much better rather than going to the hotel buffet and be like, oh, cool. It's a bagel, it's a pastry, it's this. It's, I'm gonna get the right stuff, and I don't mind sitting in my hotel room, that enjoying that quiet time, having my morning breakfast, and knowing that I'm feeling myself effectively.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
Pip, I'm gonna fire you with some rapid fire questions here, mate.
Yep.
First question is, what is the most important lesson you've learned in leadership?
Most important lesson I've learned in leadership is that I am dependent on my team. I need them more than they need me. So it's important for me as a leader to respect and value the need that I have for my team.
Awesome. What daily habits have made the biggest impact in your productivity?
Getting up early and sticking to the schedule, tackling the hard thing first, be that getting up at 4 a.m. to get to the gym on time, or just getting up at 4 a.m. to start the hardest task of my day. And sometimes that is going to the gym. That's been the best thing for my productivity, to start with the hard task. It's easy to do the easy things, but do the hard thing first. You'll actually move the needle more physically and with business as well.
Pip, if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Ooh. Um, be more patient. You got this. It takes time to grow up. It takes time to make the changes physically. You're not gonna wake up overnight and be absolutely shredded. It takes time and dedication. And shortcuts don't actually give you the skills needed to be excellent.
Awesome. Pip, what's the best investment you've ever made in your business?
Mm. Um, I'm not sure if I can say one, but probably investing in myself has been the best investment. Be that with Elite Power Moves or any of the ongoing programs and development that I do, investing in my personal growth has definitely allowed me to grow the business. It keeps me motivated. It allows me to be analytical about my own personal performance and business performance, and look for ways to improve it. So I think investing in myself has been one of the best investments I've done.
Pip, how do you handle stress and stay focused under pressure?
Ooh. So it's something area I work on a lot is handling stress. Being someone who's a bit neurodivergent, a little neurospicy, it can be challenging. When I get stressed, I want to lift heavy things and put them back down repeatedly. So you definitely see me at the gym at 5 a.m. repping the deadlifts. For me, that's a big thing. Being able to get into the gym, to move some heavy weights, feeling accomplished by doing that. I feel accomplished, and it helps me manage my stress and kind of go, all right, I've tackled one hard thing, I can tackle something else. And having a good support network, having that open communication with my wife, being able to discuss when and why I'm stressed, because sometimes it's easy to get in your own head, such as a business owner, and be able to have those conversations, and her to be able to tell me that, stop it, you're an idiot, you'll be fine. It's been a great way to help me manage my stress.
Pip, what's one book or resource you'd recommend to up and coming leaders?
Um, Harvey doesn't want to say my answer because I think it might be a bit cliche and overdone, but it's true. Simon Sinek's Start With Why. I think it's a great book. I think it's a good book for anybody who's trying to really understand where they want to go and where they want to be. But if it wasn't that one, I'd probably say The Five Dysfunctions of a Team. I think it's a great book, understanding how to make changes and understanding how teams are built and the importance of investing within a team. So those are my top two. Simon Sinek, Start With Why, and then Five Dysfunctions of a Team.
And Pip, non-related fitness question, what's your drink of choice?
What time of the day are we talking about? My drink of choice for the majority of the day is definitely coffee. You can see I've been sipping away my black coffee. I drink, so I'll have, as a Canadian, I drink a lot of percolated coffee. I'll have one with a little bit of milk in it to start my day. So I've probably got about 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk in my coffee, and then the rest is black for the rest of the day. So that's definitely my drink of choice. And then on the adult side of things, I'm a whiskey fan. So, at the end of a week, if I'm looking to have a little unwind, a nice little nip of whiskey doesn't miss.
I think it's always about that balance in life. And I think, Pip, I guess the last question, just because we're making good time, uh, Pip, how important is it you to balance having a life still, having the 80-20 approach to health and wellness and still enjoying the things you love?
It's it. I don't understand how people can't do it. And I look at some of these, influencers and the things that they do and say, I'm like, your life looks miserable. Um, uh, and I've always said there's certain exercises I don't see a point on. Yeah, I'd love to be able to bench press more, but if a car is going to fall on my chest, I'm probably going to die. So who cares about how much I can, in certain exercises? I want to be like a functioning, productive member. And if that means I can't go to a restaurant and have a meal with friends because I'm worried about seed oils or all these things, not being hyper, focused on what everyone else is eating, I become, in my mind, a toxic person when I'm going. If you fall down that rabbit hole, I'm no longer enjoyable to be around. So for me, it's all about, that, like I said, that 80-20, enjoying what you do, finding things that work well for you that allow you to keep your goals while being happy. And, because if you're not happy, you're not going to stick it out. So you see it all the time. I'm sure people who fail all these diets because, we eat nothing but chicken and broccoli for the next 2 months. Okay, great. But then what? That's not sustainable. You don't truly enjoy that existence. Add some flavor to your life. It's, we've only got one life. We have to enjoy it. So yeah, making sure you can enjoy your newfound respect of food and, eating foods that still, taste good and that you enjoy, and you don't end up being that crazy person who's, saying you can only have, alkaline water with, Himalayan salt from a certain part of Nepal, and, making sure you don't go too crazy because you become less fun to actually be around and get lonely at
Yeah.
that time.
I think it's super important for us as humans to still balance our life, but I think as CEOs and busy professionals, we need to know that we need to look after our health for our performance, but we also need to enjoy our life as well because this just makes it more fulfilling. Um,
That's it.
Pip, my formula really is discipline equals self-worth, multiplied by healthy habits increases energy. And when we increase energy, it helps us to be more productive and have more fulfillment. And it also helps us with our time output. And if time is our most valuable resource, then do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah. You need the energy to have that output. And I know I find if I don't go to the gym for too many days in a row, my energy levels are low. And I know that when I go to the gym, I feel more energized throughout the rest of the day and I am more productive. So no, definitely that discipline's a big factor in, reaching your goals.
Thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you found the discussion useful. Our goal is to positively impact the well-being of 1 million people's lives just like you by sharing the experience and knowledge of some of the world's top performers. So you don't miss out on any key strategies to help you succeed, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. And if you think you may know someone that would benefit from this episode, join us in our mission of impacting 1 million lives and share it with your friends.